Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. This is part number 2 of Will It Start on this John Deere 420 garden tractor. I replaced this plug with one that's probably not correct, but it'll work to see if it'll start. I did order new spark plugs, a new fuel cap / gauge, and parts to replace these. Unfortunately, this is obsolete. You cannot buy it. So, I just went ahead and ordered another one of these, and I'm just going to put a soft line in it. So $97 later, have stuff to make new ones of these, new fuel cap, 2 new spark plugs. And that's all. So today I'm going to hit it with some ether or carb cleaner or something and see if it'll fire off. If it does, I'm going to see about putting gas in it. I'm going to run an auxiliary tank, and we'll see if it will run. So let's get right into it. I'm going to grab some ether and we'll see if it will fire. The oil pressure light even went off. That means she's building oil pressure. I'm going to grab an auxiliary tank and hook it up and see if I can get fuel through the system. Okay, I got me an auxiliary tank hooked up with a little bit of fuel in it. We are going to start cranking it, maybe get it to run off ether for a minute to get the fluids flowing and see if it will maybe run off gas. Sucking any fuel yet? No. Ran out of gas. Okay, so it sounds like I'm losing pressure, suction pressure through the pump, that exit that's open. So I made this up. I'm just going to stick this on there. Now we shouldn't have that problem anymore. Okay guys, I put a couple zip ties on here to hold that because I don't have the correct piece. It works, so we're just gonna send it with that. As far as I can tell, it's starting to pump some fuel, so we shouldn't need too much more running it on ether to get it started. So I'm just going to try it a few more times and see what it does. Okay, I don't like this. It's tearing up my battery too much. I need to rig something up, either from the key or something else. So I'm going to probe around a little bit and find where I can plug that in so as I can use the key to start it. Okay, so I've got this set of wires back here. This one is the seat safety. So what I'm thinking is should just be for the starter. So here we go. Well, that's not what's supposed to happen. Okay, you can tell me if I'm wrong, guys, but isn't the stinking seat safety supposed to be for the starter? It's got power before you hit start. That defies the purpose. So I'm just going to keep probing around here. Probably throw you guys in a time lapse, and I'm going to see what I can find. Okay, I don't know if I've decided to put that last clip in or not. I can't find anything. I can't find any wires that go up here that have power when I hit the key. Can't find any wires back there. I don't know what's hooked up wrong or what the deal is. So I'm just going to get me a starter button before I keep messing with this. And I'm just going to rig it up to a push button because as it stands, I am really tearing up my battery just putting that to it. As you guys see, it's melting it every time I touch it to start it. So I'm just going to get a push button and rig it up that way so I don't ruin things. So this project is going to be on hold. For day reference, I uploaded part 1 yesterday. So today is Thursday. And my parts should be in potentially tomorrow, but if not, they'll be in Monday. So I will be back at it then. Okay guys, it's Wednesday of the next week, and I picked up my AgPro parts yesterday. This stuff, this is a gas cap for this pile and this gallon, or this 5-gallon bucket. That was $200. I'm still waiting on my push buttons that I ordered a week ago. Went and mounted these tires yesterday. Carlisle True Powers and V61 5 ribs. And it occurred to me that my front axle is kind of locked up. So I have this tire sitting on a 2x4. And you know, hoping the weight of the tractor will eventually get the axle going, but so far no good. So, you know, and if I push that down, it just picks up the back end. So once I get to driving it, getting it running, I'll be able to do some more with it. But, you know, that's where we're at right now. I got all the parts for the fuel tank. So I think today we're going to work on getting all that together and hooked up so we don't have to use this little auxiliary tank. So I'm going to put you guys in the stand and probably start a time lapse, and let's get to it. get this done and bring you guys back in a couple minutes once I get these both pushed down in there. Okay guys, it's been like 6 hours. I did end up getting these in. What a pain in the butt. All this is back together and ready to go. So now all I got to do is put the platform back on it and I should be alright. I put the new gas gauge on it and I put new spark plugs in it I got from the John Deere dealer, and I went to replace the wires, but I don't have the right ends for these, so we're just going to use these for now, and we'll get something else figured out later. So I finally got my starter button in the mail that I ordered. Man, this is not easy to do one-handed. This is what we have. If the thread's ever in. That comes off. That's to keep it waterproofy. So we're going to build a bracket and mount that somewhere around in here so I can push it on this. We're going to decide which one of these bolts I want to mount it to and go from there. Okay guys, a little update on the starter button. I put it out of sight and out of mind. You see, it is currently mounted to the tractor where it is going to be. I just have it clipped on to the extra whatever for the battery box. I got this wire run up to the solenoid, and I'm going to run this wire to this battery cable. Figured I'd give you guys an update since I'm not filming it. And then I think we're going to move on to changing the oil and at least the rear end, if not the engine. So I am going to, off camera, get a bolt in this, put an end on this, and hook them together, and that'll be all done. And then we'll get right into something else. Okay guys, got that finished up. It's all bolted on. This will end up right about here. So we got enough wire to do what we need, and we should be good in there. So next order of business is I'd like to change the oil in the rear end because I think it's pretty close to empty as it stands, because the sight tube glass thingy hose was gone when I bought it. So I'd like to get that fixed on, and then once that is done, maybe change the oil in the engine. It is raining and it's, I don't know, 6, 7 o'clock at night, maybe later, I don't know. So I don't want to screw around with going over and getting the other battery tonight. I left it over at the other shop, so I'll have to grab it tomorrow, and then maybe we can see if this thing will start. Let's get the oil drain. Got a little bit of sludge in there. Doesn't seem like much metal shavings though. Okay guys, I forgot oil filter in the house. So again, I'll just bring that tomorrow. And I'll just let this drain overnight. So tomorrow we will get back to it and put a new filter on and fill her up. So that's it for tonight for me. I will catch you tomorrow morning, but it'll only be a second for you guys, and we'll be finishing up the oil change and changing on the engine oil. And I think that should be about it till we try and start it. Drain plug put back in. This holds 1.8 gallons of hydraulic oil. So we got to put almost 2 gallons of our $106 5-gallon bucket in. Drain plugs in. New filters on. I'll have to write the date on that. I'm going to write the date and the hours on it if I can get it all on there. Let's put new oil in her. Okay guys, I decided to cut that part out so you won't have seen it. I was trying to film the sight tube on the back of the tractor. Well, I filled it. I've been at it for close to 15 minutes and I'm dumping in through this little tiny funnel and tube because this is the only fill. It needs 2 gallons and yeah, this is going to take a while, so I'm just going to do it off camera. Okay guys, a little update for you. I finished filling it. Took me about an hour. And turned the wheels some. And it started pissing out everywhere from the fill. So I just got done putting that back in a few minutes ago. I put Teflon tape on it. Hopefully that will fix it. And throwed the battery in here. And I'm just going to try and run it on some ether to, for one, get the oil warmed up a little bit, if I can get it to run long enough. And for two, test out my starting system. So, also to see if I can get everything pumped up in the hydraulic system to see if that will leak again. So if it does leak, I can fix it and not have to put the tank on and back off again. So we are going to hook it up and see what will happen. Watch this fitting, see if it leaks. That doesn't appear to have leaked anymore. So I'm going to get everything thrown back together here a little bit and bring you guys back. Okay, I got the pump potentially started to be primed. So I'm going to sit here and crank on it, see if I can get some fuel going. Where's my starting fluid? Over there. I'll give it a little help here. want to sit here and run it on ether all day. What the heck's the deal here? Switched my lines around on the pump a little bit. Let's see what that does. Come on, pull some fuel. Welcome back. It is the next week. Today is the 11th. Don't remember when I last worked on this. When I last worked on it, I discovered that the fuel pump is bad. I think I filmed that, not sure, can't remember. So I ordered a new pump, an electric one, because this one's just a pain in the butt to get off and there's an air leak in behind somewhere. So got this bad boy for like $11 or something like that. Got it today. Today's the 11th. It's Monday. So we're going to get that installed and set up today. And maybe get it running. I ordered some switches, but they haven't got here yet. So yeah, they're not supposed to be here till Friday. Ordered them at the same time as that. So let's get that installed and in line, and maybe we'll rig it up to something and get this tractor running. Almost forgot to set you guys up. I've decided to just pull this bolt right here and throw the fuel pump on that. I think that will be out of the way of the side panel. I don't think the hose will be. But guess we'll find out, won't we? I'm gonna do some wiring here. Probably just hook the negative up right here for a ground and run the positive to a switch. So I'm gonna do that off camera real quick, and then we'll get to it. Little update. Got this bolted down. You saw I got grounded right here. Got the plus wire run up here to hook to something. Got my hose cut to the correct length, run to the carb. Got this hose run to that comes from the shutoff valve over there. Now I'm going to hook the pump up and we're going to see if it works. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, hooked up, wired up. I just ran a a light switch for now. Obviously ran to the battery. So let's put you guys in the stand, and I'm going to see if this pump works, see if I can get fuel to the carb. Maybe we can get this tractor started today. Okay, everybody, watch the filter to see if it starts filling up when I get the pump going. I want reserve. Pump's running. Well, we now have a running, driving John Deere 420. Okay guys, you saw it. Runs, it drives. It's not leaking oil out the rear end anymore. 3-point works, I put it up. Rear PTO works. I do need to figure out the charging system. The battery light is staying on. And I do need to figure out some other things on it. But I think right now it is safe to assume that it's a good running, driving tractor. I did notice significant slop in this U-joint here, so I need to figure out what's going on there. And confront that. It appears to be fairly worn out. But other than that, I think we're good. So once that's confronted, I will be putting platform back on this. I'll be putting a seat on it, and we'll be ready to rock and roll.